Hey, what's up everyone? This is Chris Battis with Union Resolute. Today I want to tell you a story about how I first started working with Mark Troy, the founder of Union Resolute, and how we got going doing outbound sales. So I was working at HubSpot at the time, and Mark and I had been chatting back and forth, and he knew that I kind of had a longing to go build a business, and he had a bunch of stakes in the fire, a bunch of businesses he was involved in, and also at the time I was in a peer executive group, and I would meet monthly with a bunch of business owners and executives, and I was starting to really, get the, I don't know, it's kind of entrepreneurially jealous. I don't know if that's a word, but we're going with it. And so Mark, we got together for coffee a couple times, and he's like, check out these businesses, what do you think? And one of them was this company called Union, and at the time, the way it was kind of explained to me is, we're helping agencies grow, right? And I'm kind of like, kind of been there, done that. I had my own agency, went to HubSpot, and it's kind of like, I don't know, the way agencies need to grow, they just kind of follow this HubSpot kind of methodology and the inbound marketing, and that's all you really need to do. Like, what else could there be? And so I checked out a bunch of the other businesses, and I was like, I don't know, Mark, these are okay, they're cool. And he's like, well, this Union Resolute one, it's really cranking. It's myself, and we have this woman, Beth, and we're just doing sales for companies, and it's mostly agencies, and we think we could really blow this out and do a lot more. And I'm like, I don't know. What are you doing? He's like, well, we're doing this kind of cocktail party style emails where it's just kind of like, hey, personalized, XYZ, what do you think of this? Let's get together and have a conversation. And I'm like, so basically you're doing outbound sales, right? And he's like, yeah, it's emails and calls. And I'm like, that doesn't work, man. And he's like, what are you talking about? It doesn't work. And so I'm coming from the inbound marketing background, the kind of feel the dreams. If you build it, they'll come. People are tuning out caller ID, and no one's responding to emails, right? And he's like, what are you talking about? It totally works. I'm like, I don't think so, man. And he starts popping open a couple CRMs. At the time, he's using SharpSpring for most of his clients, and he's opening these pipelines for his clients. And I'm seeing these really robust pipelines, a couple $100,000 deal there, near close, couple $100,000 deals there. And at the time, he was doing a lot of work in the channel, like in the VAR channel. And I'm just like, holy shit, this is working. He's like, yeah, it's working. And I'm like, all right, I'll think about it. In the very least, I'll come and I'll do some of the marketing, and really I want to grow a business. So if this is the business that's working and you want to collaborate here, let's do it. And so that was kind of how that got started. So then at the same time, I had been talking with Logan, and I had experience working with offshore teams at HubSpot. We had a website migration team. They still have it. And Logan was working with offshore teams. He was building some software. He was doing some outsourcing of sales, and he had this model where he could get great labor. And so we were kind of talking about that. Logan was also in this executive group I was in, and I was thinking of spinning up this business where we would do kind of small design tweaks for HubSpot customers, WordPress, Drupal, Squarespace, anything really, anybody that needed kind of web design edits. That was my plan, and we were going to build a process and a ticketing system to deliver the work. And so we were chatting about that. And then once I got to know Mark, I was like, wait, you guys need to talk. Because Mark had a small offshore team. It was mostly Beth, who was not offshore. Beth still is not. Beth's in Philly. And Mark's in New Hampshire, and they were cranking on, but they did have some people helping them. So I was like, this is interesting. We all kind of have this experience around selling, generating revenue, and offshoring. So we kind of got together, and I believe I introduced Mark and Logan via email, and Mark drove to Western Mass that next morning. That's just the kind of guy he is. And they, Mark and Logan, chatted and hit it off, and probably a month passes I'm working with Mark. So we're chugging along. We have some customers. We're growing their pipeline. Logan's working kind of half on his business, half on this. I'm all in. We had one large client at the time that Mark and I were spending most of our time doing, and then a handful of other clients. And Logan goes to his Twilio conference, and he saw the speaker was the sales manager or growth manager at Drift at the time. His name's Guillaume. And Logan's like, dude, so you know how right now we're taking an audience, it's basically just a list of contacts at target companies, and we're doing this kind of cocktail party email outreach one-to-one. He's like, did you even know that we could use this data and we could look at a set of accounts, companies, and we could see when these companies had topics that we were trying to start conversations about surging at their company. And even further, like say it's a multi-location company, say Coca-Cola, multiple locations, we could see at which location these topics are surging for. Imagine if we integrated that into our sales outreach for our clients. I'm like, whoa, dude, slow down. You're telling me that we could use data to identify exactly who to reach out to and not just kind of make our best guess on who to start conversations with? He's like, yeah, dude. And I'm like, and you think you can do that? And he's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, this sounds great. So we go on and on, just for the next hour about what we could do. And you know, it was late at night. I kind of went to bed, didn't forget about it, but I was like, oh, you know, that was interesting, cool conversation. And then maybe, couldn't have been more than a week or two later, Logan had figured it all out. He'd kind of gone to his corner, he'd figure out the data provider, how to use it, how we were gonna create our audiences, and then incorporate that into the outreach that we do. And sat Mark and I down and was like, I have this idea and I want to try to integrate this into our client delivery. And I actually think it would make sense to create a category, intent-based sales. And we're just like, wow, okay. All right, you think it'll work? And he's like, oh yeah, it will work. I've started using it and it's working, and we're starting really, really quality conversations for our clients. I think we're onto something here. And here we are today. We're doing it for all our clients. We're actually using multiple data sources now. We're ramping up. We have 20 plus clients. We're finding a lot of success. We've built the whole technology stack to grow our business with our own sales and marketing and podcast, and then use the multiple data sources now, and we're managing all of our clients on one piece of technology, so that we're doing the outreach, not one piece of technology, but one combination of technologies, and we're doing the outreach, and we're delivering visibility on reporting and data visualization so clients can see how it's going, and we're having a good time. So that's kind of how we got here. And I never would have imagined I'd be doing outbound prospecting. And I mean, if you do the keyword research that we've had to kind of optimize for to be competitive, it's basically B2B lead generation. But that's kind of really what we use to get found, because no one's searching intent-based sales. We're trying to create the category, but that's kind of how we got to where we are today. Check it out.